to Psalms 65. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We're going to give our praise to our Father which art in heaven. His name is
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. I'm going to salute to the brothers who preach in the new covenant, the Kadash Barayat, and the blood of Hamashat Yahushua. To the remnant men, women, and children that's coming to this new covenant in this latter end. We are the 11th hour. I'm Shalom Ba. We coming to you with another sit down, man. And brother, want to go ahead and mention the title because I believe this is going to be a heavy sit down.
Yeah, kind. And the title is His Likeness. All right, because the thing is, when it comes to approaching unto the Lord, that's what this whole thing is about. All right, as he said in the book of Genesis, let us make man in what? In our image. Okay, and so the new covenant is really
his image.
Yeah, in his image. You know, the new covenant is about bringing everything all the way back full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it was in the beginning shall be in the end.
Come on.
You know, so throughout time things have fell away from what God intended. Man.
That's right.
When he made the earth, it said it was good, but now what? The earth is in a degenerate state. But what does Yahushua and his new covenant do? It brings all things back to its original form. And this is what Yahushua through the Spirit began through his death, man. All right, to bring us back into the image of the Most High. To take us from that from the immortal state back to immortal. Okay? Let me see if I can grab one more.
Make sure everybody.
Yeah, this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and verse 23. It says, for God created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
That's right.
Nevertheless, through envy of the devil, death came into the world, and they that do hold on his side do find it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So even death itself was a thing that wasn't in the beginning. Everything that you see between the Genesis and the end was the unraveling and it was the unraveling of God's work, his perfect work that Satan tried to do. And Yahushua came to do what? Reform it all back to his original state. So we're going back into immortality, man.
God.
All right. Being called the sons of God. That said, let's go ahead and pull the Psalm 65 Bible shot. Unless you wanted to say something.
No. I was just thinking about the molding, but the Lord mold you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But this is Psalm chapter 65, verses 4. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest.
That's right.
And causest to approach unto thee.
That's it. So it all comes down to what? The Most High choosing you. So it's not of your own will, you know, that you ended up coming into the knowledge. The Lord said he had to choose you.
That's right.
All right. And through him choosing you, you're able to approach into the temple. Let's go ahead and read that back one more time. All right, man. Go ahead one more time.
This is Psalm 65, verse 4. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causest to approach unto thee.
That's it. And to be, once he chooses you, you're not able to approach unto Yahweh. You're able to approach unto the Most High God. You see, and the closer you get to the Lord, the more that you got to go through to be able to be refined to stand in his presence, man.
Right.
Okay? And this is something that you got to understand. This is what the Lord was showing us through the Spirit. Matter of fact, can you grab Matthew chapter 4, Bible Kashah? You see, when you come into the realms of dwelling in the inner courts with the Lord, as the scriptures say in the book of Sirach, chapter 2, it says, let's just read it for those who never heard it. All right? This is Sirach chapter 2. In verse 1, it says, my son, if thou come to serve Yahweh. You see, why does the Lord call you? It's to be able to be his servant, man. Okay? So it says, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation. That's the first step. As soon as the Lord calls you and you approach into him, you must now have to go through the furnace of affliction. There's nobody in the history of this world that ever got close to the Lord and didn't go through something, man. that never came out unscathed. I don't care if it was Moses. I don't care if it was Noah. I don't care who it was, man. Even the Lord's son didn't come out unscathed when it came to approaching unto Yahweh. You see, the Lord himself had to die just to be able to enter into his presence, man. His whole life was a sacrifice. You see? Now it says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright, and constantly endure.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is set your heart aright, man. That's what we basically was saying about, this video. Even when we said the last count that we speak about, the Most High being pleased with you. How are you able to please the Lord? It's through your heart, man, through your mind.
That's right. Yep. And the brother pulled this precept. This is James 5:10. It says, "Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of Yahweh, for an example of suffering and affliction and of patience." Yep. You see, he ain't saying for an example of having a picnic, man, and going on vacations every week. Nah, that's not what the prophets did. The prophets had to go through straight affliction constantly. You see, and it's for a reason. It's a rite of passage when it comes to the Lord.
Right.
And let's prove it. Keep on going. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state." So they even shows you that, man. To be able to approach unto the Lord, you have to be in a lower state. You got to be humble. You got to be made low to come into his presence, man.
Right.
I think the scriptures say that like pride can't stand before the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You know, you dealing with the creator of all things, man. So you got to understand his power. When you see the sun go forth every day in his strength, in his heat for thousands of years, never settles, man. The Lord made that.
Yeah.
You know, when you see storms and thunders, lightning, fire, the swirling of the oceans, man, the roaring of the waves, the Lord made all these things. So it behooves you to come in lowly. You see? Now here's the point, verse 5, it says, "For gold is tried in the fire." For what? For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men. And that was the point. Acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. You know? So to be accepted by the Lord, you have to go through that. Everybody wants to take the easy way out. You know? I think I'm a butcher it, but the phrase is, everybody want to get to heaven, but nobody want to go through hell, man. You know? You gotta understand the realms that you're now being called into.
The courts, man.
Okay.
Did you want to go to that Matthew chapter 4?
Yeah, Khan, let's go to Matthew chapter 4, Bible Kashah.
You start at the top, or?
Yeah, start right at the top.
All right, this is Matthew chapter 4, verses 1. Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness.
See that? The Lord was led by the Spirit into the wilderness for what purpose?
To be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered.
That's it. So the Spirit will lead you. All right? It'll lead you into the wilderness. It'll lead you into places of what? Isolation. Because that's where the Lord does all his working at with you, man. Yahushua went 40 days, 40 nights. Noah went 40 days, 40 nights. Moses went 40 days, 40 nights. You see? Because 40 represents affliction. Or 40 represents tribulation. So 400 represents a great tribulation, man. That's why this Lord say we be 400 years. You see? And it's because the Lord is taking us out of a place of comfort, man. And that's what the Spirit does. It'll lead you in these directions. So when you come into the knowledge of the truth, you're going to be made as a spectacle unto the world, man. Because the Lord now is setting you aside and calling you for himself. You want to say something now?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, God. That said, let's pull Psalm 69 and verse 8. Baba Kasha.
This is Psalm chapter 69, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
I am become a stranger unto my brethren, and an alien unto my mother's children.
You see that? And that's what the Lord does to you. You see, when you come out of the world into the courts of Yahweh, he makes you what? A stranger, man. He's naming the people that's supposed to be the closest to you.
Con,
Right? Read it one more time, right?
this is Psalm chapter 69, verse 8. I am become a stranger unto my brethren, and an alien unto my mother's children.
Yep, that's it. You know, no different than Joseph, for example. You see, Joseph was a foreshadowing of a man that had the spirit. And what happened? His own brothers that was supposed to be those that loved him, they was like, man, here come this dreamer. You see? And his own mother's children hated him because of that. And that's what this does. It separates you from your familiars. And there's a purpose for this. This is why the Lord puts you through moments of isolation. All right? It's because the Lord is trying to keep you separate from the world. Go ahead.
Con, verse 9. For the zeal of thy house hath eaten me up.
That's it. Go ahead.
And the reproaches of them that reproached thee are fallen upon me.
That's it. And so that's what the zeal of the Lord does, man. Mm-hmm. The zeal of the Lord makes you to become a whole different person. Prior to the zeal, because zeal means what? Having being fervent for the Lord, man. Now you on fire. You went from every day you will come home and you watching basketball or something every day. And that's all you could talk about. Basketball, football, sports, you know, comic books, whatever the case it was when you was in the world. But now when the Lord calls you, it's the zeal of Yahweh that eats you up, man. Read that back one more time, Mike.
Con, this is Psalm chapter 69, verse 9. For the zeal of thine house hath eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach thee are fallen upon me.
That's it. And the reproaches of them that reproach thee have fallen upon me. Meaning what? That he was like, all the people that hate you end up hating me because I love you so much. And so that's why you become a spectacle to the rest of the world. You know, Yahushua said, and he told you that this was going to happen. Right. All right. Matter of fact, let's grab that scripture. Bear with me 1 second. This is oh shoot. Bear with me 1 second. All right, this is John chapter 15 and verse 18. It says, if the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. You see? And that's just an example. When Yahushua first started preaching, he told you, I got to tell you these things that you be not offended. You would think because you came into the knowledge of God that people will love you for this, man. But now you become the offscourge of the world, as the scriptures say. So, if we could, unless you want to grab something over there.
No, go ahead, brother.
Let's pull that in Leviticus. I think it was.
You through with 69?
Yeah, kind of. We done with that.
65?
Yep, we done with that. Leviticus chapter 8 and verse 33. Baba Kasha.
You said 8:38?
33.
33. This is Leviticus chapter 8, verse 33.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall not go out of the door of the tabernacle of the congregation in 7 days, until the days of your consecration be at the end.
That's it. And that's what the Lord do, man. You know, you become separated from everybody else for a reason, because the Lord is doing what? Consecrating you. Okay? Let me pull that definition of consecrate too. Consecrate definition. Yeah. Consecrate means to make or declare something sacred, dedicated formally to a religious or divine purpose.
Right.
That's it. So what did they have to do? They had to sit in the gates of the Lord. Can you read that back one more time, Baba Kashai?
Khan, this is Leviticus chapter 8, verse 33. And ye shall not go out of the door of the tabernacle of the congregation in 7 days.
That's it.
Until the days of your consecration be at an end.
That's right. So the Lord said, you can't leave. You got to stay in these courts, man. There's no way for you to leave out of here and not die. Matter of fact, I think it said that at the end. If you could read it down, we'll elaborate on it further.
Yep. For 7 days shall be consecrate you.
For 7 days shall consecrate you. We know 7 represents what? Completion. Right? Completion, perfection. Each day, you know, and even you in this truth, 7 days isn't literal. You know, your 7 days might be 40. Another person's 7 days might be 2 years. You going through a time of just being isolated, just you and the Lord, man. So no matter how much you wanted to, as David said in the Psalms, or anybody else, he was like, man, my own mother's children count me as a stranger. So you could try to make friends, for an example, of people of the world. The Lord won't allow it, because Satan could hop on them, man. All of a sudden you get cool with somebody, next thing, something happened. They get offended. They might do something slide to you, right? But that's the Lord keeping you separate, man. What you need to do, as the scripture says, you come straight in, and you get into these scriptures day and night, man. It's all for a purpose. But you got it out.
Yeah, that's more of a spiritual thing, you know, as we always say. When we first come in here, and you see other men and they move, and people who are not in this spirit, they always can recognize it.
That's
man.
right.
You know, friends that I grew up with know something's different about me. I done heard it before. Something different about you. And even when you walk and your light is shown through Hamashiach, man, people will say that around you or look at you strange, man. Because we become stranger in this world. Even the brothers that came by us, they knew that something was different about us. It's not just any men out of the church that came out here, man. They're really looking at the men of the Lord.
That's it. Hey, real quick, while you're there, let me finish this in Psalm 69. It says, 69 verse 11, I made sackcloth also my garment, and I became a proverb to them. You see, so now everybody get to talking about you, man. Right? It says, they that sit in the gate speak against me, and I was the song of the drunkards. But as for me, my prayer is unto thee, O Yahweh, in an acceptable time. Woo!
In a what?
In an acceptable time. O God, in the multitude of thy mercies, hear me in the truth of thy salvation. You see that? So the Lord is putting you there for what? For the purpose of being able for you to draw closer, man. You know? You have to approach unto the Most High. So that way now you're able to speak to him, man. That's why, as it says in Sirach chapter 4, man. What was it? 4 and 17.
There's two of them in there. You know, the one that we speaking about, the time, he said, what kind of time was it? Acceptable time. Man.
Sure.
Just like the Lord do everything in time. Times, you know. Hey, we even said it in Ecclesiastes, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and bring that out.
Yeah, this is Sirach chapter 4 and verse 17. Well, it started at 16. It says, if a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her. You know, who's the her? Wisdom. So you have to be committed. That's why he said that it's a whole 7 days lockdown in this thing.
Man.
In the temple, man. You can't leave out these courts. Right? If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generations shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline.
That's right.
Until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws.
Yeah, so that's a heavy thing, man. You know, she must be your soul must be trusted,
That's right.
and the law have to try you, man. You know, that's the thing that the reproach of this world. Everything that you go through is always try and error, man. You like, damn, I moved this way, or this happened right here. You got to move in the spirit. And that's what took me a while to even understand that, man, because, hey, everybody ain't your friend, you know. You be walking around and you be excited about this truth, and someone might even come and you know, trying to stop you from,
Getting closer.
getting closer. Man.
Yeah. The enemy cometh immediately. Ain't that what happened over here earlier?
Yeah.
They seen us talking to Jake, reading the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his friend came up instantly.
God.
You know, the scriptures tell you that what happened because they know once you get in these realms, you now become a whole. What's the scripture say? You become a new creature, man.
God.
You know. Let's grab that. New creature in the Lord. This is creature. Salakia. Give me one more second. All right, this is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 15. It says, for Christ, or Hamashiach, Yahushua, neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but a new creature. So, you know, your mind is now changed. They know once you come into these realms, it's a possibility you ain't gonna hang out with us no more, man.
Right.
You know we like to get high. You know we over here doing whatever we want to do that's in this flesh. But you come into this is now the realm of the spirit, man.
That's right.
And to abide in the spirit, you cannot partake in certain things, man. Lest wisdom flee from you.
That's right. Hey, we always bring that out. You know, that's the thing. It's all about, like my brother said, the discipline, man. You know, anytime you want to make something in this world, there's got to be a discipline. You know, doctor, lawyer, everybody can't be accepted to be there because there's school, there's studying, there's boards, you know. That's not an easy thing, man. Because even if you go through school, law school, you still got to take the boards and pass it, man. And same way with us. You know, all the studying and all the things that we do, it's all of discipline. There's nothing in this thing that is come easy, man. And that's the thing that a lot of brothers, including myself, understood that, hey, you can just come in this thing and just be handed to you. No.
That's right.
There ain't nothing handed to you, bro. You constantly, you know, like you said, if she will flee to you. She will flee with you. And then what's the other one out where it says unlearned man, she won't stay with you very long.
That's right. You'll throw her away.
Yeah. You know, so you have to stay with her, you know, like having a tutor, man. Yeah, I was shy your tutor, man. What he say? The anointed one, he shall teach you. Yeah, Howard Shai is your tutor, man.
Yep.
He's teaching you and grooming you and positioning you so that you can understand the ways of his father, man.
Yeah, this is Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 16. It says, after, and this is what we were speaking on. It says, after I'm come into my house, I will repose myself with her. For her conversation, that's heavy. For her conversation has no bitterness. You know? And this is what the Spirit does. It changes your way of thinking. It changes your way of speaking. That's why it says her conversation. Now that said, well, before we move on,
Right.
let's finish that and we'll get back to this.
All right.
All right.
This is Leviticus chapter 8, verse 34. As he had done this day, so the Lord Yahweh have commanded to do, to make an atonement for you. That's heavy, man. Because when you get to 35. Therefore shall ye abide at the door of the tabernacle.
At the what?
At the door at the tabernacle, of the tabernacle, of the congregation day and night, 7 days, and keep the charge of the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah, he said you gotta beware at the door of the tabernacle.
Right.
And not only in the day, but he said day and night. That go back to Psalms chapter 1. He said, as we said, let's grab that. Psalms chapter 1. Blessed is the man. That's heavy, man. Yeah, this is Psalms chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and in his law does he meditate when? Day and night. And that's what the Lord wants with you when you in these times of isolation, man. It's because he's trying to get your attention focused, man.
Psalms 119 and 15 too.
Psalms 119, 15. This is Psalms chapter 119 and verse 15. From the brother, it says, I will meditate in thy precepts, and I will have respect unto thy ways. I will delight myself in thy statutes. I will not forget thy word.
Right. It's just basically the same, man. Day and night, you constantly toiling with her, you know, making sure that what Yahweh and Yahweh Shai plan for you to make happen, man. And we say all the time, the Spirit always moves us to move, even right now. The way we move, hey, the Spirit, the brother, like, hey, man, the Spirit have us to do something, man. Why? It's because it was trusting his soul and trying him by his law, man. So that when we move, that we're not going to have any hesitation. You know, the Lord moves us to do what we need to do. You know, sometimes, hey, when the Spirit moves you, sometimes you don't understand, but you know, as long as you abide with the Spirit's not going to lead you into a bad situation. Man.
That's right. Now let's read that back one more time.
Con. This is Leviticus chapter 8, verses 35. It says, therefore shall ye abide at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation day and night, 7 days.
That's right.
And keep the charge of the Lord Yahweh, that ye die not.
That you what?
That ye die not.
You see that? You better stay in this truth, man. The Lord said that you die not. That's why you meditate in this. Because the scriptures tell you that wisdom preserves you from death, man. It said that all through the book of Wisdom of Solomon. She gives you the Thawa. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of thy salvation, man. So that's why you have to abide in this thing. If the Lord comes back, as he said, and this is Proverbs chapter 8, it says, now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise and refuse it not. Here's the point. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates. Not weekly, not monthly, man. He said, daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors. You see, the Lord needs you abiding right there, man. This is the sweet spot. Every opportunity you get, man, come to the scriptures. You are not gonna fail if you do that. You know, I tell you that in the rest of Psalm chapter 1. Everything that he doeth shall prosper, man. But it says one more time, blessed is the man that hears me, watching daily at my gates, watching at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me, findeth life, and shall obtain favor of Yahweh. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. So if you hate to abide in wisdom, then that means that you love death, man. Because that's all this world got to offer you. Everything that's in this world cannot attain you unto immortality, man. It cannot give you the kingdom.
Yeah, I was saying all the time, you know, once the switch gets switched, the physical things no longer will exist. The spiritual things now is gonna be the true money, you know. And brothers are starting to see that, you know, in their daily walk. As a brother was saying, day and night, as you seeing things manifest through through your walk, man. But when the switch gets switched over, man, that's why people gonna flip out, because they're not gonna understand the spiritual things. And so, you know, hey, that's all I say. I'm seeing a lot of things happening right now, and then for brothers who are able to sup with the Lord, you know, we always bring out Revelations 3:20, you know, being able to sup with the Lord.
Huh?
Matter of fact, let's just get that real quick.
Yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock.
Yep.
If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. Hey, he said day and night,
Yeah.
you know. Hey, man, that's tuned in, and the Lord's able to sup with you in them temples, them doors, them tabernacles, man. Then the Lord can use you. But we always speak about being a vessel to the Lord and being what? An ambassador of the Lord. To do what? To do his will. Let me continue. It says, to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even I also overcome and am set down with my Father in his throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit said to the churches. So that's what, hey, if you got an ear to hear, because people out here don't have an ear to hear, you know. So when you're privileged to be in the vicinity of the Lord in the temple spiritually, that's a heavy thing, man. Because a lot of men and women, they can't see or hear what is going on right now. So when things happen, they're gonna be at lost cause. Man, what he said, I should make their ears heavy and their eyelids what? I forgot how it was. The eyes something and the ears heavy.
Yep.
You know, hey, they don't understand the spiritual things that's get ready to happen.
Yep. So that they don't see and they don't hear.
Yeah.
Man. And this is one more concerning the door. This is Song of Solomon 5:4. It says, "My beloved put his hands by the hole of the door, and my bowels were moved for him." You know, and that's your mind being stirred up for the Lord. When the Spirit is dealing with you, you can feel it, man.
Yeah, you feel it.
You know. And those that are as the virgins, man, they want to be with the Lord, man. It says, verse 5, I rose up to open to my beloved, and my hands dropped with myrrh, and my fingers with sweet smelling myrrh upon the handles of the lock. So that go what you just brought out. He said, if I stand at the door and knock, right? But in the Song of Solomon, he said, I open the door by way of what? By the myrrh and the sweet smelling myrrh. That's praying, man. When the Spirit comes, the Lord wants you to pray. You see? It says, I rose up to my beloved, my hands dropped with myrrh, and my fingers with sweet smelling myrrh upon the handles of the lock. And Salakia, for those who don't know, when you pray, it's considered a sweet savor unto the Lord. It's a sweet smell for him. So that's why your prayers is likened unto myrrh, by the way. All right. Verse 6, it says, I opened to my beloved, but my beloved had withdrawn himself and was gone. My soul fainted when he spake. I sought him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer.
Yeah, man, that's heavy, man. Go, you run that bad bubble cloud one more time, because it says something really, really heavy.
Yeah, verse 6, it says, I opened to my beloved, but my beloved withdraw himself.
Withdraw himself, man. Come on, bro. Fearful thing. Go ahead.
And was gone. My soul failed when he spake.
He said, my soul did what?
My soul failed when he spake.
Failed when he spake. Go ahead.
I sought him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer.
That's heavy, man. Hey, remember when the Lord was on the cross? You know, the Lord didn't respond to him? You know? because you know his time was already, you know, his time was there. He had to do what? Fulfill it. You know, that's why it's really, you know, a precious thing to have the Holy Spirit, to be able to have this new covenant. For the one who we keep telling to playing around with it, man. This is a beautiful thing, man. To have it, as the brother said, you know, to be able to dwell in the courts, dwell in the temples, in the tabernacles of the Lord. Everybody ain't privileged, man.
Yeah, and the reason too the Lord withdrew himself is because he wants you to seek him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to seek him daily. So that's why, as you read on through the rest of the parable, she's like, I went through the city, you know, to see if I could find him. And that's what the Lord, that's why he calls you to the door every day. You got to be ready. The Lord always talks about being ready, watching for his return, man. You watch for his return through abiding in his knowledge, man. The Lord come and you done forgot that he's coming, man. Hey, that's a quick way to put you to death, as it says in Proverbs. Because you could be seduced by the woman, man, by the seducing spirit. Said he has gone on a long journey, he returned at the time appointed. And then you go in and you start abiding in worldly things, man. If he come and catch you in that image, matter of fact, what was that? Psalms 70, I think it's Psalm 72. Can you turn there real quick?
See what we got.
Yeah, so like in Psalm 73, and you can start at verse 19.
Done. This is Psalm chapter 73, verses 19.
Mm-hmm.
How are they brought into desolation as in a moment?
Yeah, how are they brought into desolation as in a moment? Speaking of who? Those that are in the world, man. All those who aren't watching for the Lord. When he comes, it's going to be sudden destruction. Go ahead.
They are utterly consumed with terrors, as a dream when one awaketh. So, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
You see that? When the Lord comes, he's going to see you in the image of the world, man. He's going to see you in the image of the beast. And he says that's something that he despises, man. You know? So you want to be in the image of the Most High when he returns. You want to be in the image of the Son. All right.
Was that it over there at?
No, let me get a little bit.
Okay.
It says, thus my heart was grieved, and I was pricked in my rein.
Yeah, that's it.
So foolish.
So what?
So foolish was I and ignorant. I was a beast, as you said,
That's it.
before thee.
That's it. That's the image of the Lord to despise, is the image of the beast. When you're in ignorance, because that's the thing, he opened up that psalm by being he was upset with the people of the world. He's like, man, they over here chilling. Matter of fact, just start at verse 2. Baba Kashah, Psalm 73.
Yeah.
You know,
He's mad,
he's like, man, people out here chilling. I didn't wash my hands for no reason. I'm over here being righteous just because, and it ain't profiting me nothing.
Go ahead, you got it.
I'll start with
Okay.
I'll start with one. This is Psalm 73, verse 1. Truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart.
That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone.
So he was like, yeah, we know that the Lord is good to those that are righteous. But for me, for some reason, I'm always close to falling off, man. There's always something happening. Go ahead.
My steps had well nigh slipped.
My steps had well nigh slipped. Go ahead.
For I was envious of the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Yeah, and he was sitting there seeing everything that you see nowadays, man. All the wicked is prospering in this world. One way, shape, or form. Rappers, you know, they flaunting around gold chains, riding Lamborghinis down the street. Strippers is winning. You know, prostitutes is winning in this world. He's like, but I'm righteous and I'm going through all this hell. Why is that? Go ahead.
Verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
That's it. There's no bands in their death, man. But their strength is firm. Everything they do, they prosper in their wickedness, man. Go ahead.
It's verse 5. It says, they are not in trouble as other men,
That's right.
neither are they plagued like other men.
That's it. You got it.
Therefore, pride, hey, yeah, like we bring this out a lot, man. They're not in trouble, you know. People from Esau all the way to our people, they're not in trouble as we are, you know. They can move about however they want to. They can do a video pertaining to anything and not get their channel taken down, you know. If we speak on certain things, things get taken down. Buffering of your video. But when you speak on things of, you know, bringing your people back, and we speak about that all the time. When one person come over and another nation see it, what do? They try to, you know, take them away. Because they know once we come together as oneness, hey, that's when our true power comes, man. As we speak about all the time in Revelation, when the elect is sealed. That's the true beauty of this thing. When the elect is sealed, and then the four corners of the earth, you know. Four corners of the earth, what is that? Revelation 7.
Then the end shall come?
The end shall come, man. The water.
Yeah. Let's read that back,
Come.
shot.
You wanna
What you just read?
This is Psalm chapter 73, verses 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Let's read one more.
Verse 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain.
And what is pride? When one departs from the Lord, man. All right. So the world doesn't call on God. You know, they say that there's no purpose in serving God.
Right.
You know, so what he was saying in that psalm is, Lord, I done forsook all.
Mm-hmm.
And why is it that all these things happen to me? Why am I suffering calamities? Why is it that I'm made a stranger? Why is it that all these people that's not calling on you, why are they prospering in this place? You know, and he said that was a foolish thing towards the end, right? But this is 1 Corinthians 4:9. It says, for I think that God has sent forth us, the apostles last, as it were, appointed unto death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world and to angels and to men, you know. So the purpose of that is because, man, look, though we might be low now, it's so that way the Lord can exalt us later. Let's pull Matthew chapter 5 out of the shop.
And you can start at verse 3.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verses 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for there is the kingdom of heaven. Let me read that one more time. This is Matthew 5, verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is in the kingdom of heaven.
You got it.
Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Hey. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled.
That's it. So that's what the prophet was going through. He was like, man, I understood their end. Because woe to you who laugh now, for you shall mourn and weep. All things shall be flipped. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first, man. You know? With all that said,
I mean, if you don't mind, brother. I mean, look at the process as we always speak about. You know, the thing that he said to lead up to feel, man. It says, "Blessed is the poor in spirit, for there is the kingdom of heaven." So your mindset, as we speak about all the time, has to be in the transitioning, man. As my brother was saying, like earlier, when you come home, you used to come home and turn on the TV and watch basketball, football, you know. But when you get tapped in with the Lord, you can't wait to come home and just to see what the Spirit brought you, man. When you read something and you meditated on it and the Lord gave you a dream or a vision, you know, or even speak to you, that's a heavy thing. Like when you pray for something and it comes into and it manifests, there's nothing in this world that can be a comparison, man. I promise you. Like when you pray and the Lord bring you something, when you think that it's unobtainable, and it comes into fruition or existence, hey, there's nothing in the world that because you let you know that the Lord is with me. I just wanted to say that, bro.
So let's hit Romans 12:1.
Get back there. It's lucky, man. Brothers was bringing our precepts earlier. I wanted to grab them.
Get him.
Let me read them real quick. This is Isaiah 59:15. It says, "Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey." You know? And Yahweh saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. So that's what happens when you come into these realms, man. You know? And the purpose of you coming into these realms is to make you as God's son. All right? It's to change you from one state into the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And when the world sees you do that, as I said, you become a prey. Meaning what? That now everybody is against you, man. You know? If you were, for example, the life of the party in the world, now you the exact opposite when you come into this, man. Everybody gonna talk about you.
Everybody.
You see? It says, here's another one, Acts 14:22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation, not much rest and relaxation. No, it says through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. You know? And that's what people don't want to go through, man. You know? Tribulation is basically everything that you had, man, you're gonna be now put on the low end. So for example, before I came into the truth, man, you know, I did what I did. Mm-hmm. Right? I be riding around flexing. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Talking that talk, man. You know, I worship money. But then the Lord took all that from me, man. Because all the pride that I had in the world, you gotta abase yourself now. So now I gotta come around. I'm the most dustiest looking. I'm cool with that though, because I understand the purpose. But I don't be trying to wear gaiters and stuff like that no more. For an example. One more. It says Ecclesiastes 35:3. It says to depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to Yahweh, and to forsake unrighteousness is propitiation.
Yeah, as you said, I mean, you know, as we even brought out Sirach chapter 2, you got to come down to the lowest state, man. You know, to really understand what the Lord has in store for you. You got to see. I always tell brothers all the time, you always got to be looking at the sky from your back. It's like laying in your bed, man, and you ain't got nowhere else to look but up. You know, you be struggling like hell, man. Yep. And you look up. You gotta look up to the Lord. You know, meditate to the Lord. Like, Lord, what should I do? I told my brother earlier when he's talking about in the world. It says, don't put all your eggs in one basket. We did. Mm-hmm. You know, we did for Yahweh Shah, man. To believe is we put everything that we ever believe in, man. It's all in the basket of the Lord.
The disciples said we have forsaken all.
Forsaken all, man.
So whatever it was, he told that rich man, he said, you want to be perfect, sell all that has and follow me. Give it to the poor and come follow me. You know? That's part of the price that you got to pay. You have to be made poor in this world. You have to be made despised in this world. Don't think that people is going to understand you, man. The only people that's going to understand you in this thing is other people that's in this truth. That's it. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's cut to the chase. Where we at right there?
You wanted to
Romans chapter 12. Yeah, come on.
This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
That's right. And so you got to be now, instead of thinking of self, man, you have to think of others, man. You have to put the Lord and what he wants above all things. And that's by making your life a sacrifice. All right, go ahead.
Con, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable. Hey, where that acceptable came from earlier.
That's right, that's right. That's heavy.
Acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but ye be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
That's it. So now you have to be transformed. You see? Transformed to what? To the image of the Son of God, man. All right? You can no longer be in that same mentality that you were prior. That's it. All right, let's hit Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 1.
Con.
Bible shot.
This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, in you hath he quickened.
That's right. What does it mean to be quickened, man? You're brought to life. You see? Because you're dead before you come into this truth, man. You know, you just going along with whatever it is. You know, when you look for an example, like a virus, for an example, a virus is something that seems to be alive, but it's not.
Done.
You know, it reacts. So it could seem as if it has its own mind, but if you touch it, it just reacts no different than like you putting a magnet next to a magnet. It just moves on its own. That's just how it is. Well, that's how you are when you're in the world. You're just doing whatever the rest of the world does. But when God quickens you, he wakes you up. You was in a state of sleep, man. But now you have a spiritual conscience. Now you have the ability to discern spiritual things. You start to peep, hold on, man, that's a damn demon. Yeah. I didn't realize how much I was a slave to something. And once you a slave to something spiritually, that means you a slave to a demon, man. You start realizing that them demons was keeping me captive to this. But you didn't know that while you was dead. So the spirit now quickens you. Go ahead, Art.
Con, and ye hath he quickened, who were dead in the trespasses and sins.
That's it. You was dead in trespasses and sins, man. All right. Manifold meanings. You were dead already because look, when you sin, the Lord already appointed you to death, man.
Heavy.
Brother, it was murder, adultery, fornications. All these things automatically appointed you unto death. But the Lord quickens you through that, so that way you're no longer dead but living. Go ahead.
Con, verse 2, wherein in the time past ye walk according to the course of the world, according to the prince of the power
of the air. That's heavy, man. You see? He's the prince power of the air. If he's a prince, that means he has authority. He has rulership over you, man. Until the Lord woke you up. Go ahead.
The spirit that now worketh.
That what?
That now worketh.
That word worketh means what? It means that he's controlling you. When you go to that word worketh, if somebody want to pull it into Greek or just look into it themselves, that word worketh is no different than being programmed by a computer program. So that's what Satan does. He worketh in you. So you might not want to do something, but yet you do it, as Paul says. You can know it in the back of your mind, or you can know with all your heart that you don't want to smoke crack. But as somebody who's addicted to that, no matter what they do, they can't stop it.
Right.
Why? Because the spirit of Satan is working in you, man, to make you to do that, to destroy the temple of God.
That's right.
Go ahead.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
That's right.
Yeah, when you start doing stuff that the Lord is not pleased with, as you said, you will be a slave to that, man. Why are you a slave to it? Because you can't stop. You know, you have disobedience. Everything becomes a habit. That's why I call those things. You know, they're trying to keep it where people don't really understand to the point where it's so it don't disrespect them, man. Like, hey, that man got habits, man. You know, he got habits, bro. And what is his habit? Like the brother said, you know, it could be crack, it can be alcohol. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything that take you away from Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
So it's like you got to break up that flesh.
Mm-hmm. It could be lust.
Man.
It could be anything. Cigarettes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of that, all those things are chains of darkness that are upon you.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And the Lord came to do what? Break you free of that. That's why the brother pulled this out. This is 1 Peter chapter 2. 1 Peter 2 and 24. Who his own self bare our sins in his body on the tree, that we being dead to sins should live unto righteousness. So he breaks you free of them chains, man.
Mm-hmm.
And now makes you what? A slave unto righteousness. So now you have no other choice but to do what is righteous. You can't stop it. You know, I could say,
bones.
man, I could tell you this. Since I came into the new covenant, the understanding of it, and letting the Spirit abide with me, no matter how hard I try, not saying I do, but I can't get drunk for some reason. Like my body won't allow me to drink past whatever, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
It just can't happen. Like you could sit there and scoff at that, but you know, I can't do more than the Spirit wills, man. If something of wickedness presents itself, the Spirit's like, go that way.
Right.
Don't even be around here. Or the Spirit gonna be grieved, man.
Yeah.
Next time I'm praying to the Lord.
The water.
You know? Go
Yeah,
ahead,
that's beautiful. Because people need to know that, man. These experiences, because all the brothers scoff on the new covenant, man. But you don't really realize the significance of it, man. That's why we always bring out Malachi 3 and 16 through 18 so much, man. Because you're gonna be able to discern between it. The gross darkness won't be able to be over you without you being able to see it with the light of Hamashat Yahushua. But men, they look at it as like, I don't have a problem, I don't have an issue. You be in denial, man. What is denial? Disobedience.
That's right.
No, man, I can do this and I can do this, I can do that. Then next thing it become a habit. Then you be like, hey, I thought you could do this. You know, now you in the snare and the trap. But we speak about all the time. What is that? The change of darkness. The change of darkness got you surrendered, man.
Well, what did he say? That pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Yeah.
You and your pride now. You know. Real quick too,
If we could, because I want to make sure we get some of these out before we end this, man.
Come
Let's go back to that Ephesians and hit verse 3.
Let's do it too.
Verse 2. If you wanna
Chapter 2.
No, hit
Okay.
Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 3.
Okay, Ephesians 2.
Or if you want to read verse 2 again, that way we keep it in context.
This is Ephesians chapter 2, verses 2, wherein in the time past ye walked according to the course of the world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in time past.
had our what?
Had our conversation
That's
in time past.
You see that? So you had a conversation in times past. That's it. Hold 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 7. So that's the thing. Well, matter of fact, read one more verse in that Ephesians
Come on.
before we jump there.
All right.
My bad.
Now you good. This is Ephesians 2 and 3, among whom also we had all had our conversation in time past in the lust of our flesh.
That's it. That was the conversation of time past, was the lust of our flesh. Go ahead.
Fulfilling the desire of the flesh and of the mind. Woo.
That's heavy.
That's heavy. He says, fulfilling the desire of the flesh and of the mind. That's heavy, man, because hey, we speak about how the mind overcome the flesh. But when the flesh overcome the mind, man, hey, you are, as the brother say, you're a slave to it. It says, it reads, it says,
For as a man thinketh, so is he.
So is he. Fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. Being like the ones of the world, man. You know, once you get into this world and you begin to be around that filth, hey, you're gonna become to be like them, man.
That's it. Let's pull 1 Peter 4 and 3 Baba Kasha. Lock it, bro. Are you good? Let's start with let's just do 1 Peter 4 and 1.
Okay.
You know, so you know, our conversation has now changed, and that's the point, right? This is what the Spirit does. As my brother pointed out, you know, wherever your mind goes, the flesh will follow. But that's why Paul told you what? You have to transform your mind and be not conformed to this world, man. Because the world will tell you to do all those things, fulfill the desires of the flesh, whatever it may be. Alcohol, sex, drugs, you know, riches, idolatry, all these things. That must be changed, and the only way to do that is through Yahweh HaMashiach. Go ahead.
I always say, I think we were speaking before, like, resist the devil and he shall flee. You know, you must resist whatever devilish thing you thinking upon, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Because Satan to try to plant it in your mind.
Yeah.
He just want to take over the seat.
That's right.
He wants to sit in the throne of your mind. That's why it's the two sides of your head called the temple, man.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to call the shots. That's the spirit of the prince power of the air, the spirit of Antichrist, man. All right, go ahead.
What is that? 1 Peter 4?
4 and 1.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Hamashiach or Christ has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise.
Arm yourself how, man? Go ahead.
Likewise, with the same mind.
Woo! That's heavy, man.
Yeah.
I did not know that was there.
Hey, man.
You know, you arm yourself with your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind is a battleground, man. You see? So to be able to resist the devil and everything he's throwing at you, you must have the same mind as Hamashiach, the same mind as Christ.
Man, I'm gonna run that back.
Which is the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, bro.
Go ahead.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 1. For as much then as Christ or Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind, for he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin.
Yeah.
That's heavy, man. I mean, we speak about it all the time with, you know, Isaiah 53, Psalms 22. You know, the Lord was going through hell, man. He said he did what? He took stripes. I think stripes mentally for our what? For our iniquity, man.
You got it.
This is verse 2. That he no longer shall live the rest of his time in the flesh to lust of men, but to the will of the Most High.
That's it.
That's a heavy thing, man. That's taking everything away from you and contemplating on Yahweh Shai and the will of the Father, man. Whatever the words say, that's what the words say. You know? That's why we say coming into our perfection, man. Throw off everything you possibly can so that it don't be a stumbling block to you. So it don't be a chain of darkness to you. That's why I do it. You know, and these things is all for everybody, you know, who first come in to really understand that you're gonna be, I mean, tested. I was telling my brother earlier about the arrows being shot at you. You know, they're gonna do everything to shoot the arrows at you, man. From YouTube, from Instagram, for any of these social media. You know, it could be one little thing you look at, and next thing you know, you got four or five arrows shooting at you at one time. And you gotta have the shield of armor on, man. We bring out Ephesians 6 all the time, Ephesians 6 and 12. Put that full armor on, man. Because the enemy is looking to, like what they always say about Satan, he looks to what, devour, steal,
to devour you, still kill, destroy. That's right.
He's constantly looking at how to bring you and tear you down, man. You're already the lowest estate. And then if you allow other things that got you in the lower estate, it's woe is me. You know?
Yeah, this is Colossians 3 and verse 2. It says, set your affections on things above and not things on the earth. Yeah. You know, because Satan wants to bring you back into captivity. Yeah. You know, but we're supposed to do what? Make all things come into the captivity of Hamashiach, man, to his mind. Mm-hmm. So we're really, it's a battle of minds that's going on.
It is. It's the heaviest thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. I was saying, like, well, what's that? Paul said, you know, I'm a prisoner of Hamashiach.
Yep, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Because he knew he had to be locked in. We had to be locked in, man. You think the Lord gonna give us spiritual powers if your mind is thinking about some devious stuff? Yeah. How can you heal an individual up here to have a problem mentally? Strongholds. If the Lord wants you to put hands on that when your mind is filthy.
Yeah, that's why it says thy mind has gone too far into the world and thinkest thou can comprehend the things of the Most High. The more that your mind is set here, the less you could comprehend the things of God. That's right. The less you could comprehend what the Spirit wants. For example, you know, this world wants you to be in constant fear. Yeah. But the Spirit of the Lord does not come with fear. So that's why people, for example, they go watch like horror movies. They want to, the prince power of the air is trying to project fear into your mind to take root. So now you didn't watch the horror movie, came home and you scared to damn, you know, something done creaked in your house. But if you full of the Spirit, that which gives place to demons, man. That type of stuff opens doors for them. But when you have the Spirit of the Lord, I'm walking through the house now. I'm looking. I wish you would. A demon pop up on me, I tell him whatever you think about doing to me, I'm gonna do to you when the Lord set us that day in judgment, man. Because it said you shall judge angels. God. You see, if Satan constantly projecting things into your mind of lust, you're gonna act on it. You're gonna move on those things. You see, that's why you must have your mindset set on things of God, and that's what His image is. Yahweh Shai, as it said, this is Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 3, it says, who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had purged himself, when he had by himself purged our sins. You see that? So Yahweh Shai is the image of the Lord. He told the disciple that, right. You know, they said, Lord, show us the Father. He said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Meaning what? That everything that Yahweh is in bodily form is what I embody. From the way that I speak to the way that I think, what I say, my long suffering, all these things, Yahweh Shai was that image. So now we have to be conformed to that, man. That's right. Yahweh Shai ain't fear demons, man. Yahweh Shai wasn't dealing with lust. Yahweh Shai didn't sell out to money. You know, that's the same way that he wants you.
Yeah, I was just thinking about what you were saying, you know, with scary movies, what was the fear with Freddy Krueger? You know, people couldn't sleep, you know, because of the fear of what? That devil attacking them. That's right. You know, that's the same thing as you said when you allow Satan to become into your seat. Yep. You know, your seat gets burdened because of the ways of the devil. Yep. When you had the seat, because when you allow Yahweh Shai to sit in your seat, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, what he said, abide that I said, what's that? John 14 and 23. You know, at first, but you would mind getting that Baba Kasha? Because the Most High, you know, is sitting in your seat, man. Because you're gonna obey the word of the Most High. But when you abide and obey the words of Satan, then you're gonna become and act just as him.
John what?
14 and 23.
This is John chapter 14, verse 23. And it says, Yahushua answered and said unto him, if a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him, and we will come unto him and make our abode with him.
Yeah, make a bold, man. That's the only way you can do it. That's the only way you can sit still with the Lord. You know? Whereas when you are in between, you allow Satan and his spirit to sup within you, and now you're doing what Satan wants you to do.
Let the enemy set up strongholds in your mind, man. So that's why it even tells you in the law, it said if a man had fear, go take your ass home. You know, excuse me for the language, but take your ass home, man. Lest fear fall into the camp, and everybody gonna be shaky now. Because fear, as it said when you watch that movie Apocalypto, fear is a sickness, man.
Yep.
And it could take over the entire body.
The whole body. That's why when he made that move,
Yo,
you watch that movie.
Something plugged in, bro.
Plugged in?
Yeah, your your Bluetooth or something. Yeah, it's gone now. I said it.
Somebody else try to hook up, hopefully. Because I ain't got my headset today, so we're good.
Esau could try to listen.
Yeah.
So let me grab this. 1 John 4:18. It says, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear has torment.
Yeah.
He that feareth is not made perfect in love, man. So that's what is love but Yahweh. Yahweh's spirit being in you is going to cast out anything of doubt, man. You see? And that's walking in the image of the Most High. One more, this is Jeremiah 1:8. It says, be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith Yahweh.
It's heavy.
And one more, this is Wisdom of Solomon 7:26. For she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror. The what? The unspotted mirror of the power of God and the image of his goodness.
I wouldn't mind knowing the blue letter on the faces on that Jeremiah. If the brother can pull that and post to that, man, that'd be something that, unless you can pull it up. But that's something that I'm curious of. I'm a curious, I'm a curious child, man. Son of God, man.
I'm glad for you. Jeremiah, what was it?
Jeremiah 1:8.
Of their faces. Behind, before or behind, towards, in front, or forward, formerly, or before, in front of, before, to the front of. That's what I said.
Okay.
The face is part of that term, used in great variety of applications, literally or figuratively, as a preposition. That's it. Let's wrap this up, man. Let's go back to that Ephesians 2 and 3, Baba Kashak, and I'll grab the other precepts, because I want to make sure we get this out before we leave here.
This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 3. But the Most High, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us.
Ephesians chapter 2, verse 3.
Verse 3? Okay. This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 3, Shalaki. Among whom also we all had our conversation in time past in lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind.
That's right. And then that took us to 1 Peter 4, right? About the form of conversation. Because long story short, whatever is in your mind is what's going to come out, rather it be in the actions that you do or the things that you say. So if you're fearful, you're going to speak things that are of fear. For example, if you're fearful, you're going to move in the spirit of fear. And the Lord can't deal with you if you're doing that, man. If you're moving in the flesh, you're going to do things of the flesh. Yahushua told you, whatever comes out of the mouth is what defiles you. What comes out of the mouth is things that's in the heart, man. Your heart representing your mind. So go ahead, 1 Peter 4:1, Bible Bashad. Read it down.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 1. For as much then as Christ, the Hamashiach, has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind, for he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin.
Go ahead.
Verse 2, that he no longer shall live the rest of his time in the flesh,
That's right.
to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High.
That's right. You're no longer in the image of the beast. All right. The beast is a man that doesn't have, as he said in the Wisdom of Solomon, he had the cogitations. You have touch, smell, taste, hearing, right? And the ability to comprehend. But the last one is the spirit. The spirit gives you spiritual understanding. Without those things, you are as a beast before the Lord. Go ahead,
This is verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
That's right.
When we walk in lasciviousness,
That's right.
lust, excess of wine, revelings, ravelings, banqueting, in abominable idolatries.
That's it. Abominable idolatries, banqueting, going partying all the damn time, getting drunk, whatever the case it was, you were in that conversation, but now your conversation is to be changed. Go ahead.
Verse 4, wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same as excess
of right. That's right. Go ahead.
Speaking evil of you, who shall give an account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead?
That's it. So now you're considered strange for that. People loved you, man, when you was in the world, man. When you was a stripper, man, you got all the love. You picked up the Bible and you put a hair wrap on your head. Now all of a sudden, you strange for that. But when you was shaking ass on top of the car, didn't nobody say nothing. You got all the likes on Instagram, for example.
You was a star.
Yeah, you was as a brother said, you was a star. You get $1 million record deal for that.
Yeah.
But let you pick up these scriptures, man, and change and see what happens when you conform to Yahushua. Brothers in the world, you already know, man. When you was hitting every chick, when you was hitting every chick that came across you and you hit it, quit it, whatever the case, you get props for something like that.
A notch under my belt.
Yep.
You know?
But now, man, what you talking about? Like, Jake don't like me coming around. Like, cause I start talking, man. Well, if you hit her, man,
That's your wife.
yeah, you got to stay with her now. You know, even the women don't want to do that.
Nah, they don't want to do it.
So now you consider strange for these things. But that's that's the conversation being changed. When you come around, you're speaking different, man. That's it. Let's hit 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 7. This will basically wrap it up. 2 Peter 2 and 7 now.
You want that last one?
Nah, we
6.
good. We good. Well, 2 Peter 2 and 6, I believe. Chapter 2 verse 6.
This is 2 Peter chapter 2 verses 6. In turning the city of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with the overthrow, making them and it's an example
Right. The Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, making them an example. Go ahead.
unto those that after should live ungodly,
Mm-hmm.
and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the
You
wicked.
see that? Your conversation has now changed. You don't speak about the same things. This is due to the Spirit. So instead of talking about the football game all damn day, for example, or instead of talking about money all day, your conversation has now changed to spiritual money. You're no longer talking about idolatries, fornications, thefts, murders. You know, even the music you listen to changed. Because I used to bump some Freddie Gibbs or something like that. All he talk about is robbing and pimping hoes. But through the Spirit, you don't do that no more. Your conversation now changed because what you listen to comes out your mouth.
And it goes back to what you said, whatever a man thinketh he is.
That's right.
You know.
You know. So let's keep on going.
Con, this is
He delivered just Lot.
I'll go ahead and read it again. And deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, for that righteous man dwelleth among them, in seeing the hearing, vexed is righteous soul. Let me read it again. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 8. For the righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
That's right.
Yeah. So, hey, like he said, it vexed them from day to day. That's what happens when you walking with the spirit of Hamashat Yahawashah. You know, hey, something going on that you ain't, you know, that you know that's not righteous. Hey, you get vexed because you know, like, hey, man, cause hey, when the Lord said He abide in you, man, He see what you see, He hear what you hear. He listen to your conversation to someone that, you know, might not be fulfilling to the Most High in righteousness, man. So now, like, what we speak about all the time in Wisdom of Solomon, he flees what? A malicious, malice mindset, man. That body, that temple. So, as brother was saying earlier about how the Lord, what did he say? The Lord, he couldn't find him. What's that scripture? He said, I couldn't find him. Yeah. And you must seek the Lord 10 times more. We bring that out all the time. You know, it was your mind that went astray. Seek him 10 times more, man. Why? Because you're steady on trying to converse with the wicked. Now you start slipping in your studies, man. Yeah. And now the rap words become your. That's why I told a brother 2 weeks ago, hey, this Bible is your lyrics, man. You know, it's like how many times you seen a person walking down the street and can memorize every song on a rapper video, man, or album, you know? But then but he don't understand the scriptures and the breakdowns of these scriptures, man. See, that's a different thing, man. What are your mind? Where is your mind at? Is it in the world or is it in the in this Bible, man?
That's right. And let's grab one more and we'll end it. Can you pull Sirach chapter 38?
You through with this?
Yeah, we're done with that. You know, because and the brothers got some precepts for it. This is Ecclesiastes, chapter 3:18. It says, "I said in mine heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, that they might see that they themselves are beasts." You know, so as those people were in Sodom and Gomorrah, they were in a beastly mindset from their actions to the things that they said. Yep. You know, and this is Sirach chapter 27:13. It says, "The discourse of fools is irksome to who? The spirit."
Yeah, run that back.
That's why the spirit will be grieved with you. You can vex the spirit, man. All right, by entertaining certain conversations or even being around it, man. You know, but Sirach 27:13, "The discourse of fools is irksome, and their sport is in the wantonness of sin." Shit, anything that's a wickedness, they wise to do evil, man. But as the good, they know not. So let's go ahead and grab that Sirach chapter 38. if we pull Sirach 38 and verse, let's start at verse 31, concerning a man that's constantly in talks of things of the world. Go ahead.
Con, this is a Sirach chapter 38, verse 31. All these trust to their hands,
Mm-hmm.
and every one is wise in his work.
That's right. Go ahead.
Without these cannot a city be inhabited.
Right. With people like that, a city can't be inhabited. What are we building? A spiritual Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, man. But that can't be found in a man that's occupied all the time in the talk of the world, man.
Con.
Go ahead.
And they shall not dwell where they will,
Mm-hmm.
nor go up and down.
That's right. Go up and down means what? To rule. Okay. Go ahead.
They shall not be sought for the public council,
Mm-hmm.
nor sit high in the congregation.
That's it. They can't be sought for wisdom, because all he's gonna tell you about, is what's going on in the world. Sirach chapter 38, what was it? Verse 25, it says, how can he get wisdom that holds the plow and that glories in the gold, that drives oxen and is occupied in the labors, and whose talk, you see that?
Yeah.
Whose talk is of bullocks. You see? That's all they speak on, man. But go ahead.
John, this is Sirach 38, verse 33. I read it from the top again. They shall not be sought for the public council, nor sit high in the congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat,
That's right.
nor understand the sentence of judgment.
That's right.
It's self-explanatory, but I mean, these are a process, man. Look, they shall not be sought in the public council, nor sit in the congregation, man. Like when we get ready to do, that's why I say you want to sit around wise men. Why? So that you can seek out the counsel, things that need to be done, not through your folly, man. What men have who are judges or sit with wise men or councils, they got work to do. We don't have time to be in their folly. Once the camera on, hey, everything goes off, man. We wait till everything get finished, and then you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But it's still gonna be about the Lord, man. What's gonna be the next thing? What's gonna be the next brick? What's gonna be the next building?
That's it. Even in the kingdom. The kingdom is not just for us to sit around, man. We're going to be building in the kingdom. All right? It tells you that it starts off as that stone and it takes over the whole earth, man. But keep on going. We're going to read into 39 and that'll be it.
It says, nor understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment, and they shall not be found where parables are spoken.
That's right. Where they're what?
Parables are spoken.
You see that? That's the new conversation you have in the Lord, man. When you come into this, you are now changed from that old man and renewed. Your conversation is now different. That conversation is what's going to save you. I mean, it tells you in Peter said what? Knowing that all these things shall be burnt up. What manner of what? Conversation shall you be in?
Yeah.
Except godly conversation. The Lord better not have the Lord coming back and you discussing something wicked, man. Go ahead, let's read into that 39.
John, this is Sirach 38, verse 34. But they will maintain the state of the world.
They shall do what? Maintain the state of the world. Their conversation is things to keep this place rolling. That's why when we talk, our conversation stops this world from spinning, man. I don't want to say it because we out in public. I don't want to sound crazy.
Right.
But I had the spirit revealed to me. A demon said, this demon had said to me after I overcame it in a dream, it had said, live fast, die young, keep the world moving. That's what it said, right? I was like, man, what the heck?
Yeah.
But that's what it is. Go back to that one more time and read it out.
John.
Their conversation is all on that. Live fast,
Yeah.
Die young, man.
They'll
Because
fast
this
die
is what
young.
keeps the world rolling, man. That's the altar to Satan right there.
Con.
Go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 38, verse 34.
Mm-hmm.
But they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desires is in their work. Is in the work of their craft.
That's it. Now let's just read these last 3 verses. We'll end it out. I'll get it out.
Con.
Now we gotta go. Now this is Sirach chapter 39. This is sum it all up. Sirach chapter 39 and 1, it says, but he that giveth his mind, his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy. He will keep the sayings of the renowned man. And where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences. You see that? Everything is about the speech, man.
Right.
And be conversant. And be what? And be conversant in dark parables. You see? So, Lord willing, man, that was edifying to you brothers and you sisters. We got to end it here. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father.
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakadash.
Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.